Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, January 4th, 2021. To call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Dole. Here. Crockett.
Here.
Geske.
Here.
Phillips.
Here. We have a quorum. Tonight, as always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. We have the minutes from our regular board meeting of December 21st, 2020, last year. It's been included in our packet, and hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make it.
Motion by Boyce,
Second.
second by Dole. Roll call.
Boyce.
Yes.
Dole. Yes. Martin.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, we don't have anyone here. We didn't get any correspondence. We have none. Village President's reports could be very short tonight. We don't have a lot on the agenda. The only thing, just wish everybody a Happy New Year. It's kind of unusual, reporting that, the meeting is January 4th, 2021. I haven't gotten used to saying that yet. Did get one item here that they asked to have read at the board meeting. If you remember, a month ago or 6 weeks ago or so, we had some people here letting us know about an awards ceremony that was going to take place at the Manteno American Legion, where they was going to posthumously make an award to Raymond Alley. And I'll read here what we've got, and they asked to have this read at the meeting. Dear Mayor Nugent, Manteno Village Board, and citizens of Manteno, due to unforeseen circumstances, the military awards and honors that Navy veteran Ray Alley was to receive posthumously from the Filipino government for his heroic acts while he served in the Pacific Campaign during World War II will need to be postponed until the spring. The date was originally scheduled for January 16th at the Manteno Legion. We apologize for any inconvenience and assure everyone that Mr. Alley will be honored in a ceremony that will make the Manteno Village proud later this spring. Sincerely, Daniel Gerber, Jojo Sason of the Manteno American Legion. Those are the gentlemen that were here and gave us the information a few weeks ago in regards to Mr. Alley's ceremony. So that will be postponed, and I'm sure that we'll get notified at a later date as to what that date will be. Other than that, I have nothing further than I'll go to Village Administrator, Mr. LaRock.
I have nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
It is going to be a short meeting. Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
I have nothing tonight on the agenda, but I do have a Public Works meeting on 1/26 at 7 a.m. here at the Village Park.
Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
I have nothing. Our next meeting's not until March, so at this point we have nothing.
Parks and Recreation, pretty slow right now.
And quiet right now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any action items on the agenda either. My next public safety meeting is January 13th, 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom. I had a couple safety tips. As we enter into the 2021 winter driving season, and the Manteno Police are responding to a lot of accidents due to poor weather conditions and road conditions. If you are involved in an accident, there are a few things to remember to stay safe. Make sure everyone's okay, then get off the road if you can. The safety of everyone involved in a crash is always your primary concern. Check on the occupants of each vehicle, then call for emergency assistance if needed. If the vehicles are drivable, get them off the road as soon and carefully as possible, because leaving your vehicles in the road could risk someone else crashing into them. Stay in your car if you can't safely move away. If you can't get your car off the road, but you can get off the road, wait until there's no traffic around and then move well out of the way. Otherwise, stay in your car so you're protected from other vehicles. Stay visible and warm. Turn on your hazard lights and put up your road flares so all other vehicles know something is wrong. And grab your vehicle emergency kit, which you should keep in your car at all times, for blankets and extra clothing. If you've run off the road and you're still in your car, make sure nothing is blocking your exhaust pipe. Otherwise, carbon monoxide may build up. If you're stranded, stay put. Running off the road in a remote area is scary, but resist the urge to try to walk for help. It's very easy to get lost, especially during a storm. And during a storm, your car will be able to provide you with at least some shelter. You see a crash, don't always stop to help. Being a good Samaritan could cause more problems than it solves. If the people involved in the crash aren't in immediate danger, call 911 and let the professionals help with medical aid and traffic control. With the new year, you want to make sure that your house and family are fire safe. There are a few things to help you prepare for a happy, healthy, and safe new year. Make sure your family and friends and home are protected from fire. Service all your fire extinguishers, check your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms, change all batteries, and practice your fire escape plan. Just a reminder about no ice is ever considered 100% safe. It is generally recommended that ice must be at least 4 inches thick for an adult to walk on, and ice doesn't freeze uniformly. It may be a foot thick in one spot and only inches in another. If you do see someone fall through, remember to call 911 first, then throw a victim a flotation device. Also, don't get too close to the person that fell through, or you may fall through as well. Finally, as a reminder, the Village of Manteno does not allow anyone on ponds within the villages for these safety reasons. The Manteno Fire Protection District wants to thank Manteno residents for keeping the wreath red during the holiday season. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing on the agenda this evening. There is a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, January the 26th, 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom. And the next Planning Commission meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, January 12th, 6 p.m., also here in the Village Boardroom. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. The only item I have is payment of bills in the amount of $20,200.44, which does not include any TIF bills, and also bills authorized and paid between board cycle of $43,367.60. Our next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for the 13th at 7 a.m.
Mr. Geske, General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
So the items we'll be voting on tonight on the agenda, we don't even need a consent agenda because the only item that we have to vote on is the approval of the bills. We don't have anything else. So we have a motion I'll accept the motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $20,200.44, of which TIP 1 bills are zero. Someone want to make a motion by Martin?
Second.
Second by Geske. Roll call.
Martin?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. We just got done, obviously, with a real, strange year with 2020, but just, kind of let people know that there is a lot of things that took place. I mean, there's an awful lot of things that got canceled over the course of last year. The village, we canceled our Rockin' on Main, we canceled the movies in the park, our Oktoberfest, the traditional Santa event, got changed. I know Sarah's canceled a lot of ribbon cuttings and business after hours. The fireworks got canceled by the Sportsman's Club, in cooperation with the village. But there was a lot of activity. I mean, if you drive around town, over the course of the last 12 months, you forget that, People's Bank got constructed and just recently had a ribbon cutting and going to be opening up their lobby for customers, as soon as they're able to. The National Bank of Manteno opened up a new facility right next door to that, right at the corner of South Creek and Division Street. O'Reilly's Auto Parts is pretty close to being finished. They've gotten their occupancy permit, and I believe they're stocking the facility. So there's things that have happened and got built. We remodeled First Street. First Street looks completely different this year than it did before, with the new paving and the new lights. We put up new lights on Walnut Street to brighten the area around the square on Second. We've done a lot of different improvements, both private funded through the through different facilities, but then also through the government. We entered into 5 or 6 different facade agreements with businesses throughout the year. Some of them that have been completed, some of them that that haven't started yet, but improvements that took place this year for the village and will continue to take place next year. We got a new addition on First Street when we were doing the streetscape. The Mantino Main Street Pharmacy underwent a total remodeling, and it certainly doesn't look like it did a year ago today. So it certainly went hand in hand with the things that we were doing for, for that area. Because COVID hit, the Village Hall was closed and still remains closed, but we were fortunate that we had a building that had a drive-up window, and we've been able to conduct business out the drive-up window. And I don't think that, other than, a few meetings that have gotten scheduled in different places in larger facilities, we've been able to take care of all the building and zoning issues and all the issues that, things that get done at the Village Hall, because we have, we're fortunate to have a facility that had an operational drive-up window, and we continue to do business out of there today. So while things changed and we couldn't receive anybody coming into the Village Hall, it didn't stop us from doing any business. Back in April, we waived all the liquor licenses and amusement license for all the entities in town that needed those, trying to help the businesses that had been affected by the COVID epidemic. That's several thousands of dollars that cost the village, but we thought it was necessary, and I think all of the businesses that that were affected certainly appreciated the effort that everybody's going through to try to patronize their businesses and do what they could do for carryouts and all the different things that were inflicted by COVID. But the village was one of the only ones in the area that I think that waived fees. I know we were the first. I'm not sure we were the only. We instructed the Public Works to help all the different restaurants to be able to put up outdoor seating. We've had the Curbanas for several years, but this year, in lieu of the Curbanas, we had a lot bigger areas for people to have outdoor seating. And so you think about that, we started doing some of that stuff years ago, long before the epidemic, but it helped because we had some equipment and we had material available to do that, and we got a lot more businesses to take advantage of that. So much that I think next year we've got businesses that have never done it before that want to do it again because the people like sitting outside in the nice weather. We've approved some new subdivision streets. We have got the engineering started on a south path to expand our paths in the town. We've got a lot of different things that are going on. So even in a year where we had a lot of cancellations, there was a lot of improvements that got made, and like I say, I think sometimes we forget about that because all we hear about is COVID, and we forget about the work is being done and business is being transacted, and the town is making progress. So just kind of a little year-end review. Mrs. Dole asked me the other day if I was going to say anything about what the last year has taken place, and it has been a very strange year, but we have made some progress too. With that, any comments, Mr. Boyce?
Well, no, just to touch on what you're talking about. I mean, with the building and construction. I mean, Mantino's a hot spot. There's not too many houses that are for sale in Mantino that you.
And I called today too. We had 22 single-family permits that were issued in 2020. So I mean, while we'd always love to have more houses getting built, we did have 22, which is more than the previous year.
It's huge at this time, So that's all I got.
Mr. Martin?
Nope. Happy New Year.
Mrs. Dole?
Well, thanks for the recap. It was good to hear all the positive things when we've been hearing so much negative things. So thanks for that.
Mr. Crockett?
No comments, Mayor.
Mr. Geske?
I have nothing.
No.
Mr. Phillips? Okay. I would, this might, I don't know if it's a record or not, but we got everything done pretty fast, so I'd accept the motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce,
Second.
second by Dole, roll call.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming and for watching.